sound lines, and welcome to Best Beginner Guitar Lessons. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've had quite a few requests from beginners and those of you, some of you that are already playing, with a lot of questions about my guitar, the one I'm using in the videos. So I thought I'd do a little guitar review today, tell you a little bit about the guitar, why I like it, and some of the features. The guitar, of course, is made by Martin. It's a Martin guitar called the Martin Dreadnought Junior. And I believe they, as far as the model number, I believe they have the D Junior, DJR, is the way the model number is. But I refer to it Martin Dreadnought Junior. Really a nice little guitar. If you're looking to upgrade your guitar, or if you're looking for that first guitar and have the budget for it, this guitar is really a great guitar. Some of the features of the guitar. One thing I want to stress, this is an all solid wood guitar. Front, back, and sides. All solid wood, no laminate woods on the body of this guitar. And what that does is a laminated guitar, and they're fine. You'll mostly find the laminated guitars in the lower price ranges. But what the difference in laminated and solid wood is primarily is a solid wood guitar is usually a little bit more expensive, and as it gets older and ages, the sound gets better and better. With a guitar that's not solid wood, laminated, you won't find that. The sound will not get better. It'll pretty much stay the same. So if you can afford an all solid wood guitar, by all means, this little guitar in this price range, being all solid wood, it's unbeatable. It really is. I think this little guitar, you can find it on Amazon, about $499. Unheard of for an all solid wood guitar. So if you want to take a look at it, different features that I'm going to go over here, I'll put a link down in the description below, and you can click on that link and go take a look at it. But like I say, solid wood, front, back, and side. On the top here, it's solid Sitka spruce. S-I-T-K-A, spruce. Solid Sitka spruce. And then on the back and the sides, it looks a lot like mahogany. But it's not mahogany. But it's got the same characteristics and look of mahogany. And that they refer to this as Sapele wood. S-A-P-E-L-E, Sapele wood. A lot of characteristics of the mahogany type wood. But it's actually a little bit more brighter sounding than mahogany. Mahogany is a brighter sounding wood when put in a guitar, but this one actually is a little bit brighter than that. But it's the Sapele wood. And then of course you've got the black binding with the little white stripe here around the top. That's on the top, the little binding. It's a 20 fret neck. You got 20 frets here on the neck. Of course, you have the tortoiseshell pickguard. That's not really real tortoiseshell, but it's tortoiseshell-like pickguard here on the front. Also, inside, let's talk about the bracing inside the guitar. It has what Martin calls the X scallop bracing. Now, I know a lot of you, that doesn't mean a whole lot to you. I bought and sold guitars. My wife and I had a guitar shop for over 36 years. We sold a lot of guitars. And what the scallop bracing means is it's X bracing. It's an X inside. On the back of this top, you'll see the bracing in the shape of an X running here and here. And the scalloped means that they've taken the piece of bracing, and instead of leaving the same height from one end to the other. They've actually trimmed that each piece of bracing. They call that scalloped. And it takes a little bit of weight off of each brace, and it allows that top to get good flexibility, good movement, to where when you strum it, you got good volume and good tone coming out. So it allows that top to move and really project the sound coming out. And Martin uses the scallop bracing on many of the more expensive models like the HD 28 or the HD 35. So it's a bracing that's very popular and used a lot by Martin. And it really does make a difference as far as sound. Now, if you didn't have the scallop cutouts, you'd have more of an even sound throughout your lows and highs. But with the scallop, you have a little bit more treble on the high end, a little bit more bass on the low end. And it really, really rings out great. I really like the sound of this guitar. And again, if you're looking to upgrade your guitar to a little bit better guitar, can't go wrong with the Martin Dreadnought Junior. Now they call it Dreadnought Junior because it's not quite as big as a full Dreadnought. The distance between here and the lower bout is a little bit smaller. Same here, not quite as wide. So it feels a little bit more comfortable when you're holding it. That's why they call it the Junior. There's no cutout, of course. It's a straight Dreadnought model, Dreadnought body. And they call it the Junior because it's not quite as wide a guitar going across here and going across here. So it makes it really, really comfortable to hold. Now on this guitar, the very first thing I did when I received it and bought it is I changed the guitar strings. This is a little guitar tip I'm going to throw in here. If you buy a guitar, any guitar, doesn't matter if it's a low-end guitar, low-price guitar, or high-price guitar, get you a new set of strings and put on it. Because you never know how long those strings have been on it since they made the guitar. It may be months, maybe a year or more. So get you a new set of strings, put on. It makes all the difference in the world. And let me also say that strings, new strings, will make a big difference in the way your guitar sounds. You may be not even know it, and your strings are dead. And so when you change it, put your new ones on, it brightens it up. You won't believe sometimes the difference it makes in the sound of your guitar. So put you some new strings on. If you just bought your guitar, put a new set of strings on. If you've never changed your guitar strings, you've had it for a while, put you a new set of strings on. Can't emphasize that enough. It makes all the difference in the world. And of course, there are bukus, numbers, and kinds of strings out there. I would recommend, if you have an acoustic guitar, to get a set of the Martin Phosphor Bronze light gauge acoustic guitar strings. Martin Phosphor Bronze light gauge acoustic guitar strings. I think you will find that those will perform and sound really good on any kind of brand guitar, whether it be a Martin, Taylor, Gibson, whatever the case may be. I think you'll get a great sound. I've used those for years and still do to this day, and I really like the sound of the strings. So, again, if it's been a while since you put a new set of guitar strings on, or if you've never put a new set on, put them on. In the comments below, just to kind of get an idea of how many of you have not ever changed your strings, put a little comment below. I've changed my strings for a year, 30 days, or 90 days, whatever the case may be, or never. Just put a little comment there. How long it's been since you changed your guitar strings? And I love to see and hear from you, just to see how many of you change them on a regular basis and how many of you tend to neglect that. Strings are very, very important. I can't stress that enough. And if you get a light gauge, it'll be easier to play, and They'll be bright and always sounding good. Another thing I want to stress, my number one thing when you first starting to learn guitar is to learn how to tune your guitar. Super important. Your guitar has to be in tune in order to be able to learn how to play it and learn what the chords should sound like. If you have a guitar that's out of tune, you're going to get used to that out of tune guitar. And it's not it. When you really learn to get your guitar in tune, you'll be amazed at how bad it was sounding when it was out of tune. So learn how to tune. Today, there's no excuse for not being able to keep your guitar in perfect tune. I always use the little Snark, that's S-N-A-R-K 1, Snark 1, electronic tuner, and real easy to use. You just turn it on, you start hitting your strings, and it's going to pick up whatever string you're on. Like I'm starting on my top string, it's going to pick up, it's going to say E, it's going to have a little dial movement, and when that dial movement, when you hit it, that movement gets in the center, that E's in tune. Move to the next string, the A, adjust your machine head, get it right in the center, and then just move right on down. It's really simple, folks, and by all means, if you don't have a little electronic tuner, you really need to get one. I'm going to put a link down below in the description. You can go to Amazon and take a look. Now, if you buy through any of my links, if you buy a guitar or tuner or polish, whatever you might buy, I want to disclose I do get a little small commission. It's very small, and it doesn't cost any more to buy the product using my link than if you went there directly. So I appreciate it. Buy through my link, and like I said, I get a small commission, but it's very, very minimal. It doesn't cost you any more to do it. So take a look at the link down below. So you go there and take a look at the guitar that I'm playing. And also take a look at the little Snark tuners that I use. Highly recommend a little Snark tuner. One other little guitar tip while we're talking today, and I mentioned this before in my videos. This is a lubricant that I've used and all my guitar buddies use on a regular basis. It's called finger ease. And what it does is you take it, and it's aerosol, you spray it just a little bit up down your strings, on your strings, the fretboard. And it coats those strings. And what it will do is it'll quieten down the string noise. In other words, you know, if you're playing and moving like this, you always have that movement, that squeak sound. As you move like this up down, it will lessen that almost to zero. If not zero. And it will also reduce the friction on your fingers against the strings, making it easier to move. And then if you have finger soreness, spray a little bit on your fingers. Helps that too, believe me, it works. When I used to play for hours in the band, even though I played for years and developed calluses, if you play for hours, your fingers start hurting. And finger ease comes to the rescue. It'll make all the difference in the world. You probably never used it. If you haven't, give it a try. You got a link down below also. Take a look at it, read all about it. If you have any questions at any time, I'm always here to help. My goal, my passion, is to teach anyone wanting to learn to play guitar how to learn to play guitar. And if any questions you have, any comments you have, if you like what I'm doing, you like my channel, leave your comments below. And don't forget, leave your comments below as to how long it's been since you've changed your strings on your guitar. I'd love to see all the answers. That would be great. Just take a moment and do that for me. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, share it with your guitar playing friends. I would really, really appreciate that. And again, if you ever have any questions, I'm always here. I will also have a link down below in the description to my website, bestbeginnerguitarlessons.com. There you'll find 38 of my best beginner guitar lesson video tutorials, step by step. Now I want to emphasize when I say step by step, if you go and enter your email, press the little red button, it's going to bring you to 38 video lessons, full video lessons, step by step. And if you follow those lessons, starting with lesson 1, and thoroughly learn each one, you will be playing guitar in no time. Because these lessons work. They've been proven I've been teaching over 40 years. And I've taught thousands of students how to play the guitar. These lessons work, and they will work for you. And the best thing is they're free. 100% free. So check that link out down below, bestbeginnerguitarlessons.com. Check the link out on my little Martin Dreadnought Junior that we just talked about. Again, can't go wrong if you're looking to buy a guitar or upgrade the guitar you have. This is a great little guitar. Cannot beat it. All solid wood for, I believe it's about $4.99 price range. Just really, really, really can't beat it. Again, I think that's it for today. So let's go play some guitar.